welcome kindreds, it's Jessica and I have a new journal and a full new journal setup to show you in this video. I've been super excited, I've been waiting to do this for ages. This journal's been here for a couple of weeks, but we've been away, things have been going on and I just haven't had a chance to do it, but today is the day and I'm super excited. This journal is from KUMA Stationery and Crafts. They did send me this journal for free for review and I asked, you know, does it have to be like a review or can I make like a video showing like a setup in the journal, and they said that is completely fine, so that is very cool. So yeah, I hadn't heard of these. Again, they're again another drop shipping company that I'm excited because there seems to be quite a few journal companies like producing high quality journals now. I'm hoping more are going to do the velvet covers, but so far I haven't found any others to do velvet yet. But look at how gorgeous this is. It's A5, so it's a bit smaller than my preferred size, which is the B5 journal, and this is a velvet cover. This is from Notebook Therapy. That's my kind of like normal journal. This is my new one that I've just started. But yeah, this is a little bit smaller, but that's good because it's for a very specific use, which will become clear. So let me get it out of here. They've got a whole range called Lunar bullet journals, and they're 160 dot grid, you know, 160 GSM, so it should be really good quality paper. I've seen a couple of people do like unboxings and reviews of these already, and they're really good. It's got a linen cover, and I really like the design of this. It's so funny because I used to use A5 journals. This is A5, and I used to use them all the time, and now this looks tiny. Like it looks really small, but it's going to be so cute and so perfect for what I'm going to use it for. So let's just have a little look inside. This, like I say, it's 160 GSM paper, so it's very sturdy paper. The dot grid is nice and light. Hopefully you can see. You probably can't even see them from a distance, and that's how I like them. I like them to be like seeable for me while I'm setting up the pages, but not like hitting you in the eye kind of thing as you're actually using the journal. Yeah, nice. I can't remember how many pages. This feels really thick actually. Gorgeous like gold gilding on it. Yeah, it feels really thick. There's also a couple of things in the back. Let's have a look what's here. Oh, okay, there's a cute little bookmark. I'm gonna pop that down there. Is there anything else in there? Yeah, what's this? Oh, just a little KUMA Stationery and Crafts little business card. So yeah, I'll leave the link and everything for their site. They've actually got a sale on at the moment as well, where they've got like up to 50% off on everything. This journal I think would be like over £30 normally, but I think in the sale this is more like sort of £25–26. So you know, for a really nice quality journal, that is a pretty good price at the moment. Yeah, it looks good. I'll try and find out how many pages, and like I say, I'll put all of the information and everything down below. There are 2 ribbon bookmarks in the gold to match the inside, so that is very nice. And I'm actually going to use this journal to set up for my Decan Walk, which if you were watching Marlena Teresa's video, she does a lot of journaling over there as well as more kind of tarot and witchy stuff. She's been like leading a Decan Walk, which is kind of a sort of mixture of tarot and astrology, where we're working through as the sun moves around the year. So it's going to take a whole year to do this walk. So this journal I'm hoping is going to last me for the whole year, and I'm going to set it up. It will interfere with the gilding a little bit, which is a little bit sad, but you'll still be able to see it on the top and bottom. But I am going to be cutting some tabs and things into this. I'm going to be using lots of like washi and things, laying things out exactly how I want them, because I want this journal to, like I say, last me for the whole year. And I'm going to stop talking about it now and do like a time lapse or something of me actually setting it up, and then I'll come back and show you. It feels really nice, this paper. It's good, really good quality paper. It's lying nice and flat as well. Look at that. Yeah, so yeah, I'll come back and show you once I have got it set up, because it'll probably be a lot easier to explain once I have some stuff in here. So I could tell as soon as I started using pens in this journal that the paper quality is really, really good. There was no ghosting, no bleeding, and I did give it a really good test because I used quite a lot of washies and things like that. I didn't use any alcohol markers. I do still find even in the very thick journals, sometimes the alcohol markers will still bleed through because they kind of like degrade the paper somehow. But yeah, so I didn't risk it with anything like that. But all the normal stuff worked fine. I also changed my mind a little bit about how I was going to do. I was originally going to like cut tabs, but the gilding was so pretty that I didn't really want to mess around with that, so I decided to just use my corner rounder, but use like a reverse corner rounder. So I've cut little notches out of the top, and I'll show what those are for when I do the like kind of flip through at the very end. But yeah, apart from that, I set up an index. I did a little bit on my introduction to what this journal is all going to be about, some resources. I also set up my like title page and like first page of the journal as well. And apart from that, a lot of it was just like mapping out, because this journal, like I said, is going to last me a whole year, and I wanted it to be like structured to make sure that it doesn't run out, because I want everything to be all together in the one book. And yeah, it's turned out really, really well. I've managed to fit things in that I wanted to, and like I said, the quality seems really good, and it's been fun to use. So here is the full setup. I really like how it turns out actually. I've still got plenty more to do in this journal, but I'm excited to kind of get started now that the structure has been laid out. So I just stuck a sticker from this book, the Antiquarian Sticker Book, Bibliophilia, in the front. And I did add a little bit to it myself because of the theme of what this notebook is. I wanted to just add a couple of like tarot adjacent symbols and things to the sticker, and just add a little bit of gold. I never like how I write my name. I was watching Erin Smith doing a setup earlier on, and she just has this most gorgeous like signature that she uses to put in the fronts of her journals, and I was like, I want to work on one of those, because I've just kind of scrawled my name in in brush pen, and you know, it is what it is. But so pretty basic in the front there, but I quite like the front plate. It's not too busy, there's not too much stuff going on, so you know, I just kept it really, really simple, stuck with that. So here I just put a couple of strips of washi, and then I stuck this quote in. My word for the year this year is movement, so I've been trying to incorporate like inspiring movement quotes into all of my journals this year. So I use this quote from Martha Graham, which says, "All that is important is this one moment in movement. Make the moment important, vital and worth living. Do not let it slip away unnoticed and unused." So there's a definite theme of like movement and time, you know, that's why I wanted this front page for the journal as well, this front cover, because this is about time, it's about movement, it's about change, and so I wanted to kind of bring that theme into the journal as well. So this is my index, just really kind of simple, straightforward. I use my letter stamps to stamp these just letters on a piece of scrap paper, like kind of nice vintagey scrap paper, and just put like a little background here. And I've kept it really simple here, just with the sticker and stuff, just so that it's not very overloaded or anything, just very, you know, plenty of negative space there, which is unusual for me. If you know, if you know my journal setups, I'm normally a little bit more maximal, but yeah, I've tried to keep this one. This is a more like practical journal, so she says as she turns over, and there's a big illustration. So this is like going to be so useful. This page is something that I'm going to come back to again and again through this journal, because this is the page that's showing me the journey of the sun and the different tarot cards, because essentially this journal is a tarot study journal. It's a kind of tarot combined with astrology study journal. And this diagram, which I found really ugly versions of this in lots of places, you know, you can download them online. I could have just stuck one in, but I wanted to make my own one, and like I did mess up a little bit. I put some of the dates wrong, and I had to go over it, so you can see it's not like perfect, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I wanted it to look like a wheel, but also to look like the sun, because this is a solar journey. It's a year, it's the time it takes for the sun to get from spring equinox here in Wales all the way around to spring equinox again here in Wales. So yeah, I think this is the spread that took me like by far the longest. I think it took me like an hour to get this set up. So yeah, that took a while, but totally worth it. I think it looks really good, and also it'll be really useful because I can see the dates when the sun's moving on to the new Decan, so I can, yeah, like I said, I'm going to keep referring back to this. Then just like a little intro page, I just did like a kind of stamped heading, because I'd used the brush pen heading over here and I didn't want to do exactly the same thing, and just put like a little bit of information about what is a Decan Walk. So you know, this is a very niche interest, and if it's just journals you're into, you probably wouldn't be interested in this. But if you are interested in astrology and tarot, it's a really, really interesting way of like deepening understanding of both of those things, because every 10 days we go into a new decan in astrology, which is basically the 360 degrees of the sun chopped into 10 degree or 10 day roughly segments. So each of those 10 days is associated with a tarot card, and obviously it's also associated with like a time period as well. So it is essentially, like I say, a time, it's a weaving of time, of meaning, you know, all of these like layers of things, which is why I was really excited about doing this. And when I saw Milena was like doing it, it's something I wondered about doing for a little while since I had the 36 Secrets book. So yeah, I'm glad that she gave us the push to do it this time. So it just explains a little bit about the Decan Walk. I just wrote like a mindful journey about the sun, the solar wheel. Each 10 degrees of the zodiac is ruled by a decanic spirit. The Golden Dawn, which is like a esoteric magical movement from the late 19th, early 20th century. Associated these with the tarot miners, and then these 10 degrees match with like roughly 10 days of each year. And just like a personal thing, so I'm taking this walk to deepen my understanding of the tarot and how it connects with time and astrology, and this journal is my logbook. It was/is being created from Aries 0 degrees 2023 to Pisces 30 degrees 2024. So when I say a year, it is like that spring equinox to spring equinox that I'm going to be keeping this journal for. But I will continue to add to it as space allows and my understanding deepens. So I'm hoping there will be space in here as well to add other observations and things in as I go along. But I'm not sure now. I've started setting up whether there is going to be much extra space, but you never know. So, and then this was a quote from 36 Secrets, which I just included because I thought it was quite inspiring about like what I'm going to be doing. As each 10-day period followed the next, I sought to unpack the secrets of the card that accompanied it, and that is what I'm going to be doing. Like arcana means like secrets, so I'm looking into the secrets of the minor arcana, and I just thought these keys, this little key sticker was really on point with the idea of secrets. Yeah, so that's my intro. Then I wanted to make a list of resources here of things that I've used. I will be adding more to this as I kind of draw on different things. These are the things that I've kind of used so far, or that I know I will be using in my journey. And then this, okay, let me show you first these tabs. So instead of doing the tabs as I thought I was going to do, I decided instead to use the reverse corner rounder and do little cuts. I hope that's showing up okay. Yeah, so you can kind of easily find the next section. So basically each zodiac sign has got its own section. So Aries starts here, and all of the Aries pages are clipped, so they've all got this notch taken out of them. So all of this is Aries, and then Taurus is the next section, and Taurus is not clipped. So I can see that all of Taurus is here, no corners taken off that. All the corners are intact. And then Gemini is the next one, and that one is clipped. So I've set this up, I've just penciled in, and you know, that's what took me quite a long time, first of all, just penciling in and like measuring out where everything was going to go. So I know that's all going to work great, and there's going to be enough room for everything in here, so that's really, really cool. So this part of it is not completely finished, but the kind of bones, the structure of it are there. So I thought I'll show it to you now, because I've kind of got scribbled notes down that I've been just taking in like a rough journal to because I didn't have this one set up yet, which I'm going to be copying like over into here, or kind of hopefully condensing down a little bit, because I haven't left myself loads of space. So for each of the signs, the zodiac signs, I've done like a kind of, I'm going to have a title page for each of the signs, and I'll use colours appropriate to that sign. I've also got a sticker printer. I've got a Sprocket, a little HP Sprocket sticker printer, which I use to print this sticker, because the Emperor is the card for Aries. So the Emperor is on this front page because that card is associated with Aries 1, Aries 2 and Aries 3. And I've written a little bit about Aries 1, Aries 2, Aries 3. It's like the 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands, 4 of Wands. And we're talking Mars in Aries, Sun in Aries and Venus in Aries. So, and just a little bit like Aries is cardinal fire, ruled by Mars, associated major is the Emperor. And then I'm going to write a little bit more about that down here, but I haven't done that yet. I think that's fine. I'll come back to that. Like I said, I've got notes and things to start putting over here. And then the first couple of pages here, I've got Aries 1, so these pages, I've got 4 pages for each of the decans basically. So Aries 1 is the Two of Wands, is the minor card that goes with that. And Seeds of Dominion is the title that Susie Chan gives in her book in 36 Secrets. The Two of Wands in the Golden Dawn is actually called the Lord of Dominion, or maybe that's in the Thoth actually. I think that's what Crowley calls it, the Lord of Dominion. And the rough dates are March 20 or 21st to March 29th, 30th, because it changes slightly each year. Mars is the Decan ruler, and so for Aries 1, it's Mars in it's Mars in Aries is so like Martian. It's double Mars, Martian, martial, and it has really changed my understanding of this card. With every, we've got the Emperor here again because he's the Aries card, and we've also got the Tower because Mars is a Tower associated card as well, so that's why this is here. I'm going to write a little bit more about that under here. Then I've got a whole page for writing about the Two of Wands itself and my kind of newer understanding of this Two of Wands when it comes to bringing the astrology and stuff into it, because it is a much more like forceful card than forceful probably is, or a more assertive, more aggressive even card than it can sometimes come across. It looks quite kind of gentle, but like this person is literally like planning how they're gonna take over the world and wow. So it is a much bigger of a deal than it seems at first. So already like straight away in that first deck, and I was like deepening my understanding of the cards, which is really cool. But yeah, I'm gonna write all that up in there. I didn't think that was any point in including that in the setup, because that's just my own thoughts on it. And then the other associated major is the Tower. I'm going to write a little bit more about the Tower here. I'm using Rachel Pollack's 78 Degrees of Wisdom, rereading the sections on each of the cards as we're going through, and I'm finding that really helpful. And then I've got Marlena's spread down here. So I mentioned Marlena Teresa. She's the person who's like kind of given us all a bit of a kickstart to do this Decan walk. And she's been providing tarot spreads or like kind of journal prompts you could use them for as well, for each of the decans. So I haven't done any of the spreads yet. I've kind of been saving it until I had the journal set up. So I've written this one in. There's only a very small space, and it may be that I'm going to need a much bigger space for this, but I've also got a whole page for like personal observations. So if this spread spills over, I can put it here in personal observations as well. And I'm hoping there will be more space, because like the personal observations are things like, how is this card playing out in my life in this time frame of this decan? You see what I mean? So yeah, this is the page I'm perhaps going to be adding into like next time I go around as well, or even the time after I go around as well, deepening my personal like catalogue of meanings for each of the cards. So, and then I'll be on to Aries 2, and I'm going to do a very similar then setup like Aries 2 and put the 3 cards, and then do 3 of Wands here, and then I'll be doing like the Sun, so doing a little bit about the Sun, Marlena spread, and then my personal observations. So I've got I'll have that same structure going all the way through the book. But yeah, I think it turned out really well. It took ages. I'm so glad that it's done, because now I feel like I can just kind of get going. And I've missed quite a few of the decans. We're actually well into Taurus now. We're in Taurus 3. So I'm almost like 2 months late setting this up. But I feel like I might even just jump ahead to Taurus 3 and get going in the bit that I'm in, and then kind of come back and gradually fill this bit in later. So yeah, big thanks to KUMA Stationery Crafts for giving let me show you. So they sent me this bookmark, but I'm actually going to use this gorgeous bookmark which I had from Goddess Provisions, because it is the sun. It's like a kind of solar journey around. It's a solar wheel that we're working with here. And so I'm going to use that as my, like, look how lush that is. Oh, as my like bookmark for the decan that I am on at the moment. I've also got like an altar set up for this journey as well, which I have been keeping up with that a bit more than this. But yeah, I'm really happy that it's all together now. So yeah, like I was saying, big thanks to KUMA Stationery and Crafts, yay, for sending me this journal. It's been so perfect for this, and I'm really excited now to kind of keep going with it. And I'll probably share, for people who are more interested in that kind of tarot side of things, I'll probably do like a video about my experience with the decans and stuff like that. But I just have not got around to that yet. So please forgive me. Warmest blessings. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.